Hello everyone and welcome to my brand new podcast, Rise and Recover with me, Sam Luke. I've been through addiction, prison, pain, and at the start of the year, I nearly lost my life to alcoholism. I've been banged up abroad. I've basically been through hell and back to learn how to rise and recover. But this podcast isn't just about me. It's about helping others and showing them that there is a way out and we can rise and recover. Throughout the podcast, we are going to hear real stories from darkness to hope, addiction, recovery, alcohol, drugs, mental health struggles, coping and healing techniques, inspiration and support. Anyone wanting to change or needs support, then this is the podcast for you. Survival and transformation, near-death experiences to rebuilding lives. If you're listening, you might be fighting to stay sober, feel like there's no hope in life. Maybe you know someone who's struggling, a friend, a loved one, a family member, or even someone else's family member. Anything. You may have seen my story on social media and want to know what life's really like in and out of addiction. This podcast is a space to be honest, raw and real about the struggles, wins and everything in between. So this first episode is about me, about myself, finding my voice. This is my first podcast. I'm a little bit nervous, I'm not going to lie, but I'm also very excited. I'm sharing my journey and yeah, it's a powerful one. People say to me, you're really brave doing that. Like, what makes you want to do that? And I'll go into depth about that a little bit later. But yeah, basically, the main thing is helping others, and this really helps me as well, speaking like this. And I'm also, this is a solo episode, and the first few are going to be solo, but I've been approached by other people who are really willing to come on the show and share their journey too. People I know, and then other people who I don't know, and that's where I can learn, because I can hear other stories as well and relate and find out new things. Every day is a learning day in recovery, in life in general, to be honest with you. We're always learning new things in life, and that's what I really enjoy. So what drives me? Why am I so passionate about helping others now? Basically, someone said to me, oh, are you just trying to attention seek? It really, really bugged me when they said that. I was like, mate, I've been in addiction for, about 20 plus years. I was in addiction, but alcoholism took over when I was about 17, and that's where the crime in that really got out of hand. So I was getting headlines then. I was getting the headlines doing crime, doing stupid things, smashing up cars, fighting, being an absolute idiot, making the headlines for all the bad reasons. If I really wanted to stay in the chaos and get attention seeking, I would have done that. This is not about that. I was gobsmacked when I heard it. Honestly, it shook me. I was like, oh God, mate. Like, there's so many easier ways. If it was that easy to recover. So basically what this guy was saying to me is, when I decided to come out of recovery and click my fingers, I wanted to be the big hero all of a sudden. So I basically nearly killed myself to decide that I need to change my life and help people recover. Why would I go to near-death experience for that? This is about helping others and sharing the journey that I've been on. And to be honest with you, how did it come about? So basically, I never really used to use social media, to be honest with you. It come about in treatment, actually. So I found my voice when I was in rehab. There's a lot of group work in there. You do a lot of group work, a lot of talking. And someone come up to me and they were like, you're really good in the groups, like. And they said, you've got real good emotional intelligence. And back then, I didn't even know what that was. I didn't have a clue. I spent my whole life drinking. But then I sat back and I was like, yeah, okay. And then we did this thing. It was quite mad. It was called Blocks and Assets, where you're in a group and you share the blocks about someone, so the negatives, what they need to improve on, and then their assets, what they're good at. And a lot of people give me so many assets, and it really inspired me. It really gave me a boost, you know. And but anyway, I left treatment, and I didn't really think nothing about it. Like I said, I wasn't into social media or nothing. And the other thing was, I went into rehab as a roofer. I came out of rehab not knowing what to do with my life. I needed to earn money. What do I do? Because at the end of the day, the only way I knew to earn money was by fixing people's roofs. So I did not have a clue what I was going to do when I left. But what I was, I knew somebody in treatment, actually, one of the workers. He published a book about his life story, and when I shared my story actually in rehab, somebody said to me, they were like, flipping hell, mate. They said, you could make a documentary out of your life. And yeah, because I lived that life, it's a normal thing to me. I don't recognise nothing different of it. It's just a normal life to me. That's just all I know. I don't know no different. But when other people hear it, and they're like, whoa, that's some crazy life, man. It's like, flipping out. Is it that dangerous? And then I actually, because we have to write it all down. And then when I wrote it all down and I read it back, I was like, yeah, to be honest with you, that has been one chaotic life. And so I thought, well, maybe that's what it was. I was on social media the one time. I think I was on Instagram or something, and I was scrolling, and something come up, and I seen something about a story, and I'd never ever used TikTok before in my life. And my lad, he used to always go on about TikTok, Dad, do this. And I was like, I could never get into it. All I cared about was drinking, basically. And that's another thing. I'll get onto my kids soon. But, so I downloaded TikTok, and I was looking for people's stories in recovery, and I couldn't find any. And I was like, well, I could find loads, but there was not many that were talking on the camera, and a lot of them were in the USA. And I thought, do you know what? I think I might have a go at that. And I literally downloaded GPT, whatever it's called. I downloaded that, and then he showed me how to make videos on TikTok. And from that day, just sat in my bedroom, I made a little random video on TikTok. And from that moment, it was like I got an addiction to doing videos. But I wasn't just doing recovery ones then. I was doing all sorts, like, I was doing just stupid ones, and I was just getting pretty addicted to it. Somebody said to me, actually, they was like, mate, you're just literally changing your addiction. And then I stopped about it. I thought, yeah, he is right, because I was using my phone for everything. It was pretty much mad. But then, I thought to myself, because when you're in recovery, right, and this is the thing, if you're in recovery, anything you do, people say you're cross-addicting. I got to the point, I come out of treatment, I was in treatment actually, and I even got told, I never drank hot drinks in my life. I started drinking coffee, and because I got traces of ADHD, and I'm quite hectic. But that's something else I need to come on to, actually, man. I'm going to come on to that, actually, after, about how I found my voice. But anyway, so yeah, I started drinking coffee, and someone said, whoa, you're drinking too much coffee. I was like, flipping now, man. Maybe I was trying to find a buzz out of that. Yeah, I do get it. I do get that. And I come out and I started drinking Red Bulls, but I knocked all that on the head. I was like, yeah, that is taking the mick, like. So I got rid of the Red Bulls. And the Monsters. But like stupid little things, for example, I don't know. Do you know what someone said to me? Genuinely. They said, you're addicted to helping people. And I was like, whoa, what are you on about? I get, like, because everyone said, I've been a people pleaser my whole life. I've always been a people pleaser. But it's about getting the difference. So you're telling me now, I can't help people. No, it's about the balance. You got to help people, but not people please. I know when I'm people pleasing. I know the exact difference between people pleasing and what I do, throwing these videos up is not people pleasing. How is that pleasing anybody? I don't get how that is pleasing anyone. That's just trying to help people. Do you know what I mean? That's all it's doing, is trying to help people. I'm still stuck on that one. It just come back into my head that day, and I thought, well, hang on a minute. If we can't help people, if we're getting addicted to helping people, so that's what I was saying. This life, you get anything you do, they seem to think that you're cross addicting. But if you're going to live your life on that knife edge, that anything you do wrong, you're doing that, you're cross addicting, you're doing that. What's the point in being sober? In my opinion, genuinely, I don't think there's any point in being sober. You might as well just live your life as an addict, because if you're walking around every single day panicking about you can't do this, you can't do that, at the end of the day, as long as I am not killing myself, as long as I'm not endangering anybody, as long as I'm not spending stupid money shopping, spending stupid money on things that are killing me, then I think it's okay to have a bit of leeway. But yeah, anyway, so I got into doing this TikTok malarkey, and yeah, maybe it did come into a bit of an addiction. And then I was like doing it, and then I started feeling a bit down about it, because I thought, this ain't like, on TikTok. I realised it's hard graft to get your content out there, and I thought, well, this is annoying. Like, 'cause you see some videos on there, and you think, like, my video is actually trying to inspire people, and you see a stupid video and don't go nowhere. And then I thought, hang on a minute, maybe I am thinking about myself now. Maybe I'm worried too much about myself, because I'm thinking, my video ain't getting views. And then I started thinking, maybe I am just doing it for myself. So I had to give myself a knock at the head, and I stopped doing it for a bit. And I started just doing stupid ones, and I was like, literally, I put a video on in Cornwall. I was in Cornwall, and there was a car on the beach, and he got the sea coming in, and it was underwater. I put it on there, and I bloody made some money on it, like, do you know what I mean? So I started thinking then, I thought, then I'm going to go around finding mad scenes and making money on there, doing this sort of stuff. And then, anyway, that went out of the window a little bit. Because this is what my mind's like, you know what I mean? I'm 100 miles per hour, to be fair, and I am getting better now, though. I am chilling out so much more. Like, when I first went into rehab and that, and every other time I've been in recovery, I've been 100,000 miles per hour. But I'm getting so much better. Like, now I'm pretty much chilled, like, you know what I mean? I can just manage. I actually can sit with myself now. And I need to keep thinking, I need to go back to that, because this is why I found my voice. It keeps leading back to that thing, that subject. But yeah, I want to get back onto the TikTok thing quickly, because what I was when I started feeling a bit down, and I started thinking, am I doing it for myself? And I had to sort of knock it on the head. But then I was on Instagram once, and then I was like, and I knew this woman actually from ages ago when I was using, and I used to watch her story, and she popped up. It was mad. And I was like, no way. And then I messaged her, and she had messaged me back, and I was like, whoa, man, you've done amazing. Like, I said, I can remember chatting to you when I was using. I said, I'm mad to tell you, I think I was about 4 months then, probably a bit longer. And she was like, oh, well done in that. And then I didn't, because I never thought about Facebook and Instagram. So then I thought, you know what? I'm going to start blasting it on here now. And then I started getting much more reactions on there. But, like, because obviously my personal Facebook, I know, like, I'm from Worcester, and I got a lot of people on there who know me from Worcester and that. And obviously being in Western, and no one really knows me. But when I was on my personal one there, it got a lot more attention because it was people I knew. But when I first started my TikTok, nobody really knew me, because I didn't really share it, and like, it was, I wasn't putting it on my Facebook and that as much. I was just putting it on TikTok. But obviously, as soon as I started putting on Insta and Facebook, more people who actually knew me started seeing it. And then I think that's where people started going, oh, okay, he's doing it for attention. Well, if I was trying to do it for attention, I'd have done it a long time ago. You know what I mean? I got bugged by that one, like attention. Like it's like I said, if it was that easy to try and make a move like that, if it was that easy to go and try and be a superhero and get off drugs, to go and be viral, to make the paper, to say about your drug addiction, then I'll tell you what, there's got to be people out there who are on death's door who need to stop using now. This is from me, yeah? From me, you need to stop using now, and you need to go and share your story, because I'm telling you now, if you can stop using just like that, you're going to take many people out of work. You're gonna end a lot of police officers' jobs, because all these addicts are just stop using. They'll just stop using that easy, because they can go and make headlines being sober because they changed their life around. If it's that easy to change your life, if it's that easy to turn your life around, we would have all these stories every single day about that many people who have recovered and rising and recovering. But it's not that easy. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. I'm trying to think now. So I've been to prison I've been to prison about 4 or 5 times, something like that, right? So each of them times, that was a detox. So there's 5 times straight away. Detoxed, prison, relapse. Actually, my first time in prison, I didn't detox, but I come off it, and then I come out and just relapsed. I did an alcohol tag for 4 months from the court. That was another one, so there goes 6. I did a mental health breakdown in hospital, went into hospital, and then they put me in a dry house in Worcester, so that's 7. And I did a home detox at the age of 21, and I relapsed off that. So I'm already up to 7 relapses by now. 7 relapses, right? And I'm 34 years old. I've met people who have been in treatment centres 34 times. I've met someone 34 times he's been in a treatment centre. That's mental. Like, this, people don't get the opportunity to go once, you know what I mean? Thank God now, though, he's sober, like, thank God for that. But yeah, definitely, it's madness, man. I just don't, so when I hear stupid things like that, I just think, mate, this isn't attention seeking, mate. This is, of course I'm proud. When I get messages of people saying well done in supportive messages, do you think that don't make me feel good? That's part of my recovery. And another thing about this journey right now, so I go to fellowships and I do fellowships, and my mind wasn't 100% in it. I'm still going to the fellowship, still doing the game, still doing what I got to do, anything for my recovery. But you know what? If I couldn't go there, where would my backup plan be? If I suddenly did not want to go to the fellowships, where would my backup be? What do I do? If I don't like that fellowship, or if I drop out, where's my secondary plan? I am absolutely fucked. So I've got this as a secondary. Well, this is probably my first plan now, to be fair. This is what keeps me going. This thrives me. I love doing this. I get so much out of it. I get so much support from messages. I've got messages from all over the world, supportive, and I support them. It is such a big thing, like this recovery. Anyone who is worried about going into recovery, believe me, worried about being lonely, worried about not meeting new friends, the recovery community is humongous. It's massive. It's everywhere. I know people who are here in this country, and they, by the way, you're not meant to get in a relationship, but they're in a relationship with someone in another country because they've met online. That's not really good advice to be thrown on this podcast, but anyway, who cares? That shows how worldwide it is. And anyway, your rules are the rules. I don't like rules. It's simple as that. You've got to stick to doing what, as long as it's a positive thing in your life, right? And if someone's advising you and giving you the right advice, that's the most important thing. So advice is good, but don't think it's a rule, which is not a rule. I say rules, it's not rules, but sometimes that's probably just me and my addict mind again, just being like, I don't like being told what to do. I never have since a kid, and that's something I'm still working on. I'm still working on that. You know what I mean? I'm still working on that. But yeah, it's this thing I'm doing, what I'm sharing right now, doing this journey, it's massive for me. It's so important for me, and like people who are going to come on this podcast and that, like I know some of the young lad who wants to come on, and he's an inspiration, like honestly, for anyone young. anyone young, ketamine use, honestly, the lad, he's got his head screwed on. He's 17 years old and he is an absolute inspiration to young people. So clued up. But then I'm going to be able to meet people and I hear stories from other people and we're always learning. Like I said, every day is a learning day and everything we do is just to keep going. But like I'm coming up quite, this is going to have to come to an end because I'm just yabbing on here. And this is another reason. So now I'm going to talk about my voice. This is my voice, what I've found, right? So I spent my whole life, I've always been a loud person, always had a bit of ADHD, but do you know what it was? I was always trapped in anxiety, I was always trapped in fear, I was always scared. So I used to go to work with someone, right, and he used to say, "Blooming now, you're always smiling. It could be bloody raining and you're smiling." I went into treatment, they said the same thing. They said, "Sam, you're the only person, one of the only people we've seen come in here and be smiling on their entrance photo." And I always, to be fair, I smile quite a lot, but someone said to me it's a mask. And I was in treatment and they said, "Look, you're always trying to help people, you're always trying to clean up after people, you're always trying to do this." And she said, "Stop, sit down and just let your emotions, just be with yourself for 10 minutes. Just do that and see how you feel." She said, I did this to one woman. She said she sat down with herself for 10 minutes. She goes, in the next minute she was bursting out in tears because she did what you did. But I'm not, obviously I didn't ball up, like I don't really cry, like, you know what I mean? Like, not that saying that men don't cry, people, but I'm not very an emotional person like that. It's just the way I've been brought up and stuff. It's been pretty tough. But yeah, but this is how I found my voice, like I was going back into it, right? So I've always been quite loud in that, but I was always a mask because I was inside, I was breaking, inside I was full of fear, inside I was anxious. And if I was in a big group, me being loud, me being present is my way of saying I'm here and I'm acting like a bodyguard. Somebody could come up to me and flick me and I'd probably fall over because I'm bloody scared and anxious and scared. But I'm acting, that's my barrier, that's how I'm trying to protect myself. And then I was doing groups. Like I said, I was in the groups and then I had people saying to me, like, "You're really good at what you like speaking and stuff." And then and then I come into Western, obviously. I left my job in roofing and that went out the window a long time ago. But I'm gonna, the rest, I've got a lot to say, people. Like you said, I haven't even got into my addiction yet. This is just me talking about myself a little bit and why I'm doing these videos. So these series are going to get big, man. This podcast is going to get big. I'm going to go into depth loads, man. But obviously, and this is the other thing, because I can't really do this on social media, I can't speak that much on there. I'm a speaker, I've got so much to say, and I looked into it. I thought, how can I share more? How can I speak more? How can I get my story out more? Podcast, perfect. If I can get on a podcast, I can do it. I can share my story more. I can get out there. People go on social media, flick. They don't want to know. If I can get it out there and use my voice like I'm using it now, because I'm a speaker, I talk, and I want to get other people to be able to use their voice, because I was riddled with anxiety, I was riddled with fear, but now I can use my voice to help people, not just protect myself and think that I was using it to protect myself. And the truth is, yeah, I use my voice a lot now, and it's all for the positive. It's all for the positive reasons. Do you know what I mean? And somewhere else, somebody said to me was, they said, "Don't you worry. This is going to have to be the final topic on this podcast today." But somebody said to me, "Don't you worry. What your kids are thinking, what people are saying, like, oh, you're sharing your story. You've got kids. Don't that make you feel like you're showing everyone that you're a bad dad?" I was like, "Listen, mate," I said, I was a bad dad. I've been a bad person my whole life. I've been selfish, disloyal, inconsiderate, not care. Do you know what the biggest thing that I've learned in recovery? Being honest, taking accountability of my actions and facing it, facing everything I've done. You know what I mean? So, like, my kids, right, I sit there with them now. I try speaking to them. I've made amends. I've made amends with them a little bit. But do you know what kids are like? Like my lad's 13. All he wants to do is go and play with his mates and that. He just wants to be on his phone. And he's like, just Dad, I'm just happy. I'm just happy you don't drink. I'm just happy. But like, so I went through a tough upbringing. I'm going to go into that on another podcast as well. But I went through a tough upbringing, and I never realised till the age of 33 that I needed trauma therapy. So my lads, right, they might, what I've done in the past is, it's just horrendous. I'm going to go into more of that as well. There's so much I've got to go into depth with. I've done so much bad things, honestly. But I'm taking accountability of it right now, and I'm not ashamed to share it. People can say, what a wanker of a dad. You can call me a prick. You can call me a wanker. You can say what you want about me, right? It's as simple as that, right? I'm owning it. There's people out there who are not. They won't own it. They could be doing it every single day. They could be doing it now. They could be treating their kids like shit. They could be treating their missus like shit. But they won't own it. They won't take accountability of it. They'll take it to their grave, and they won't take accountability for it ever. And that's the thing, right? I was always, when I was putting my flash life now, I'll rewind that, sorry. So when I was using and when I was in addiction, right? So when I was in my 20s, right, not everyone knew that I was an addict, because I always had something. I want to sound really arrogant here, but I always had something about me, sort of like, I always made sure I dressed smart. I wasn't your park bench tramp who used to drink, and that's why I used to always say to everyone, I'm not an alcoholic. But if there's people close to me who used to work with me, right, they'll tell you different. They'd say when they used to leave me on a Friday in the pub, and they didn't see me back at work till the following Thursday, for example. There's close ones who I worked with, and people who really looked after me, and I fucked them over at work, right? This is a tough one to take, because these people did a lot for me, and I fucked them over because I was using. And they're the people in my 20s. Yeah, I used to try and have the nice cars. I used to try competing with everybody. I used to go on nice holidays. I took my kids to Cyprus, right? It cost me $4,500 this holiday to Cyprus. Do you know what I did? I drank the whole way. I fucked it up, and I spent the whole time pissed up texting other women, right? That's what I did. I thought I fucked the holiday up. But do you know what I done? I put all the images on Facebook like it was amazing. That was the worst holiday of the kids' lives. And I made it look like it was amazing. I used to go to the gym, put the pictures on the gym on Facebook. Yeah, I'll do this, I'll do that. Do you know what I was doing? Going home, drinking beer every night. Yeah, people do this, right? They put all this stuff on for social media, the good, the bad. So if I was putting all my good stuff then, or what wasn't even good on social media, why wouldn't I put my actual good stuff now? So why would I put, when I was putting the good stuff on when it was fake news, like the good holiday, what was a shit holiday, the nice cars which I had on finance, all the positive things on Facebook where it was all negative because it wasn't even true, it was fake. It was me pretending it was all okay when it wasn't, because I was trying to compete with everyone else when really I couldn't, right? And that's what brought me down, I believe. So why not, now I'm actually doing something positive, put it on there. It's like me now putting like I'm in a bad place now on Facebook. Do you get that? Why would I do it? This is the thing. And so many people do it, like with social media and that. They put fake stuff on. And now I put real stuff on there, put how I really am. And why wouldn't I be proud to show that out? And my kids, what they're going to do, they in years to come, right, where this podcast will go out, and because they don't listen right now, they pretend they're listening, but you know what kids are like: in ear, out that ear, in that ear, out that ear. Simple as that. They will, in years to come, they can look back on this and know about my real journey, because throughout the series, I'm going to go into depth so much and just pick at it in every little bit, nut and cranny, and they can know everything about my life and what I've really done, you know what I mean? Because I want to go really like, and if that's one positive thing, like everyone can say like what you did with your kids is fucking bad and whatever else. I know it's bad. I can't change it. It's as simple as that. Like we say, you can't change the past. You know what I mean? Don't look in the rear view mirror, man, because you'll crash. And all I can do is start making their life better now. And if they've got this to look back on when they get older, then that's massive for me. And that's all I do. So, like, and I do not care what other people think about me now. And that's the funny thing as well. I used to care so much what other people were thinking about me, and I'd put it all over Facebook. And you think to yourself, it was all fake because I was trying to compete with each other, with other people. And do you know what it did to me? It turned me into a mental breakdown. I swear it did. It was like a 24/7 job, trying to have what everyone else has got, trying to be the same, trying to copy, and like that life's draining, man. Who wants to live that life? Be your own person. Be your own person, man. Like now, I do not care. I want to be my own person, live my own life, and just help others. Do you know what I mean? And that is the main key. And all I do is share my journey in a positive way to help other people. That's all it is. And it's really, it's just, yeah, man, I enjoy doing it. Like, it touches my heart so much. And I'm going to go into depth with this so much. Like, I'm going to go, and yes, I'm really into sharing my story, like, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm good, man. I'm doing real well. And yeah, I'm into the game, man. This podcast is the new beginning for me, showing people that we can rise and we can recover. I want to say my mum is like 20 years clean, by the way. So whatever gets said about my past, my mum, I love my mum. Recently lost my dad as well to alcoholism. So yeah, there's a lot of shit to be unpacked. But yeah, there's so much go, but yeah, there's no ego here no more, people. It's just the ego was the addict was the ego, and that was the fakeness. That was all the fakeness. I just want to put that out there, that the fakeness was the addict in me. And he used to see them nice cars, see them nice holidays, see all them nice clothes. Obviously I still wear nice clothes. That's just like, I don't walk like a tramp, don't get it twisted, but I've got self-respect. And that's the other thing in addiction. See, I can keep going. I lost total self-respect in the end. No one's seen me in the last few years of my addiction. I crumbled, man. I was robbing from the shop. I was scraping for £1.50 to buy a black night and walking to the shop with a rip in my coat, man. That's how low I finally got. I got to the depths of hell, man. I got to the depths, but no one's seen me because I moved out of Worcester and I was in my little flat. And a few people who listen to this podcast, if they listen to it, will know. But yeah, a lot of people didn't see me, man. I lost full. That's where you know you're at the bottom, when you lose. Because in the end, I was totally gone, man. And when I stopped caring about what I looked like, that was a big problem for me. But yeah, man, I'm going to have to close this up. I'm just thinking, though, is there anything else I haven't wrapped up on? Because I'm going to think, like, I'm not shy away from anything. I don't think that's what I want to put on there as well, actually, about this. Is like, the other thing is, like, to my family, to all my loved ones, to my kids, right? So that's the other thing. Why should I recover, right? And then they've been through hell. I've put them through hell, put them through so much stress, and see the amount of messages they've all gone through, negative messages to me. I made the newspaper the other day about my recovery journey and that, and my sister was having these positive messages sent to her. Do you know how important that is to me? Having her have them messages, because she has only ever had negative things. She's only ever had just brothers in the paper for fighting him, or your brother's in the paper for smashing the car up. How embarrassing is that, smashing cars up at that age? And that's what I used to do. Imagine my sister, like, embarrassed, like, working in a profession, having to hear that. Now I'm better, like, having people message people saying this about me. My family are the main people, man. Like, their health and their well-being, having them. So, like, why should I recover and then all of a sudden forget about how my family feel? Like, forget about everything. Like, no. I've got to work my life off for these people, man. For my kids, for my family, even for my kid's mum. Like, you know what I mean? She went through shit with me, and she's my kid's mum. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all fucking right. We got to do this stuff, man. It's got to, I can't just forget that, man. They deserve to see it, man. They deserve to see the goodness, man, and they deserve other people messaging them saying, I'm proud of your brother, and having them have the messages saying, your brother's doing really well. That makes them feel good, and I'm proud to give them that message. I really am, because they have never had that stuff, man, and that's why I do this as well. So it's all about us, man. It's all about us, all about others, helping others, man. This can help people, and I'm going to help people, and for the rest of my life I'm going to help. I'm telling you now, it's such a passionate thing for me. Yeah, man. So I'm going to have to leave it here, people, but I tell you, this is going to get massive, this podcast. I'm going to make sure I go in depth on it, whether you want to listen. If you're struggling right now, trust me, we do recover, man. We do recover. Seriously, I'm sober. I'm not hiding it, you know what I mean? Why should I be afraid to speak? If my story can help even one person not give up, then every bit of pain was worth it. Believe me, all I put into this, I will put my life and soul into it. I really am in for this. And next episode, I'm going to go deeper, back to where it all started, my childhood, the moments where I realised I was an addict, you know what I mean? Because it started way younger, man. I started young as an addict, and it's all coming back. It's all coming back, man. This is just the beginning. Yeah, I've been Sam Luke. Rise and recover, people. Stay strong, man.